Hi everyone, Artifacts Worlds here. I'm going to show you how to draw a dungeon encounter map. So basically something you would use as a battle map. And we were going to start quite simply by sketching out our layout. But first we need to decide what is this encounter going to be about. For that, let's come up with something simple. Let's say you have a bunch of kobolds in a cave. And they have stolen an heirloom from a nearby village, and your players have to go collect it. So pretty simple, pretty basic. We know it's kobolds, it's a cave, and there's an heirloom treasure they have to get. For this purpose, I'm only going to draw the battle map, so that means the areas that they are most likely to fight in. And you want to make those interesting. So different levels, stuff to engage with, and hidey places, as I like to call them. Those are always important. I have a basic A4 sheet of paper here, which has some small dots on them. I could put a link to that in the description if you would like. And we're going to start sketching it out. Well, for this cave, let's say the heirloom is guarded in a particular corner around here. So I'm just going to sketch that out. All right, and we need some staging area and large area for them to fighting. And there is the entrance, which they used to get to this encounter, which I'm going to go and do just here. Well, this is just a very basic shape. The first thing I put down, but then I'm going to detail it a bit more. Like I said, you need levels, you need hidey places, and things that can easily create hidey places and levels is pillars, rocks, and small hallways. So I can see that there's this outcropping here. It would be a good idea to have a small subset of the cave around here, which should not be that easily accessible, so to hide it a bit behind another rock, and here, and then I add a level with small natural stairs coming from them, like that, and on the other side it's just basically a cliff. That makes me think it would be really cool to add some water to this encounter. I always like water in my encounters. Just makes your map that much more interesting, and it's pretty easy to add. So let's say the water comes from the cave wall around here. And this is a bit of a basin for the water, and it flows through here, through the exit, around this cave a bit. It's a bit wider around here. There we go. And then that also explains a little bit of the natural formation of the cave, because this water eroded it out over time. Let's see. I always like to add pillars. So some of these rocks are, in theory, they are climbable. Your players could get on them. Others are from floor to ceiling. We're going to show that at a later point in the creation of this map. So hold on for that for a moment. I think this is a structural pillar, and there's a lot of empty area here. I would like to raise the level a bit. So like that. And natural formed stairs. Well, maybe not completely natural, because over time kobolds have used that. I don't think this is this cave is the home of the kobolds, so it's more or less a bit of an outpost. So they've set up here, and they haven't lived here for a very long time, because that would make the entire cave a lot different. We're not going to do that this time. It's a bit more of a natural cave. So I'm just adding some details here. Like another rock, which explains a bit of the shape of the river. Because, you know, rivers want to flow through the easiest way. So you see the levels are here, and it goes around this. So there should be a few more rocks over here that explain why it's not going that way. But of course you don't have to go too realistic with stuff like this. Just has to make sense, if you know what I mean. So let me go this way. Like that. Maybe even an extra entrance. But let's not do that for now. So this is where they hide the heirloom. Basically in the chest is the easiest way to do that. Let's see. There are probably guards at the beginning. They sleep somewhere around here, I suppose. And then, where do they hide the treasure? Well, it's in the back of the cave, but is there a logical way for them to hide it there, or is it just around the corner? Well, you know, this one is just going to be around the corner. The squares, by the way, are 5 feet, so I don't know how clear it is from there. They're pretty clear. So this is 5 feet. So if this is 5 feet, then this is a pretty big chest. So we can make it a little bit smaller. But it doesn't matter too much, to be honest. So there's the chest. And then it's already looking pretty good, I think. I'm going to add a few more rocks in the shape of the edge. That just looks aesthetically pleasing to me. Kinda explains also how that rock wall is going, I think. It looks more natural to me, is what I'm saying. So if this outcropping is suitable for the beds, like that. You see, as I'm going along, I'm making the edges more, how do you say that? More straight, more geometric, more harsh. Because this is a cave. It's not a naturally formed organic compound. So when I first sketched it out, it was quite rounded. But when you go into detail, you make it more edged, more sharp. Because that's what a cave is. So this is a pretty cool spot for the beds. So I'm just going to sketch in a few cots at first. Don't think about the size too much because it doesn't really matter. But they should be a little bit smaller, I think. So, you know, I'm just going to adjust that. But it's not that important. But you sometimes have one of those players who's like, those beds are way too big for kobolds. And they're right. So let's make them a tiny bit smaller. And there should be a fire, something around there. Alright. So the chest is over there. Is there just that chest? Or do they have more loot? Of course they have more loot. So there are a few crates as well. Right next to it. And an urn or two like that. I'm going to make that cave wall a bit longer. Right here like that. Do we want a few more natural steps over here? Yes, why not? Why not indeed? Yeah. Alright. And the water. A bit more flowy. So this water is obviously not that deep. You can wade through it, but it's going to be difficult terrain. So what makes it for the players that they want to go here? Well, maybe they want to seek out distance between their targets, or maybe they sneak that way before they are spotted. In that case, it might be good to do to add another entrance. But do I want to do that or not? You know what? Yes, I'm going to do a secret entrance. So usually I take a book of the simple cave with the rolling stone in front of it. And the other side as well in this case. You can also make it an overgrown entrance, which is arguably a bit cooler, but we're going to leave it simple this time, I think. So with a few perception checks at the entrance, your players might notice that this rock looks a bit different from the others. So maybe they can use it to sneak in. Alright, we've got that over there. Okay, so I'm going to stop this right here because this is already 10 minutes. This is the design phase. I'm going to make another video where we're going to go into detail, which is inking. I can show you a bit of these tools that I'm going to use for that. I use Micron pens mostly, or this thick Posca marker for the walls, and then the Graphic 1 for the bigger lines, usually a 5 for a bit more of the inside details, and the smaller details are going to be the 1, 0, 1. But I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.